shit out of me. So there's nothing wrong with drivetrain in this. She's been ran hard and put away wet at 90k. The fluid don't smell burnt, but it does have a weird smell. Like I said, everything's falling apart in this thing. So at 90k is probably about like straight up city miles. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of worth what I paid, but I don't know. A truck like this should have been like $1,500 tops. It has a crankshaft position sensor relearn bullshit going on with it, so it's done and dropped about, I don't know, $90 worth of shit trying to work on this thing. Fucking tint's really annoying. Tires are fucking bald. Definitely a summer cruiser, trying to drive it in the snow and everything, it's just a fucking joke. I even have like, I don't know, 140 pounds in the bed. Thinking about throwing our block in there too, actually. Just go, bud. Just go. Just go. Wash your fluid box at least. I don't know what transmission or rear end does, but it's not what I expected it to be. I expected it to have a lot more balls than what it does. You know what I mean? I think these ones were close to 300 horsepower out of the factory. I don't know if that's at the wheel or at the crank, but yeah. You can't get on it, otherwise it'll sit and spin. Just breaks them loose really easy. I like it. She does need to be reprogrammed or something. Little skull things on the interior, alright, but the skulls on the outside gotta go. That's 16-year-olds for you. You know what I mean? Just put skulls all over it. Don't want to romp it to the floor because here I'll just spin right the fuck out. But I also need to make this fucking hill here without blowing the ball joints. Tires are fucking bald. I'd never struggled in the snow this bad without a fucking sandbag. And then that hill, if I go down that way like I always do, I have to try and pull in my driveway all weird, and it's like even worse trying to go up the hill. So I don't know, I sit and spin in this fucker. I can't make it in my driveway, so I gotta go around down this hill and then around the block here. She just spins like nothing. I even have like 20 pounds of air in the fucking tires too, so. And I thought about, oh, I could put the fronts to the backs, but that ain't gonna happen. There's a garbage truck.
Squirrel! My master is good and smart.
And he parks right in the middle of the fucking road. What do I do? I get stuck. Yeah, see his shoulder. it's stuck. It'd probably fit, but I'll scratch shit out of it with them fucking trees there. We're actually driving the Peterbilt today. I love that thing. If I could have a garbage truck, that'd be the one. Everybody is supposed to get entertainment, so what I need to do is I'm gonna shovel off one of those, get on concrete, and I'm gonna finish roasting these tires off. See that? That was a bang. I don't know if that's the rear end or if it's shifting hard when I do that, or what is it. But it's a hard little bang. I think somebody's done brake torque the shit out of this one to the point where she's almost dead. Looks like I'll be looking for a 4L60E in the near future. Driving 65 down the road, I don't feel nothing like ball joints or anything, so I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you think for a couple of grand? Was she worth it? Oh. Usually it unlocks when we throw it in the park, but that time it didn't. I don't know if it's shifting hard or doing something weird. But like I said, the U-joints feel alright. The Chevy rear ends are known to be real crappy, but I don't hear no humming or anything going down the road. But yeah, pull it forward some more. Pull it up some. Get our new gas in. Get everything. All four brakes work great. Rears are working, the fronts are working. For some reason the shifter popped up. Maybe that's why the doors didn't fully unlock when I put it in park the first time. Strange, eh? Pretty weird. Kind of scary. Gotta make sure I put it in park now. Shifter popped up even more. So there's a linkage issue for sure. That's not good. Or that's why I was slamming when you get on it like that. The ECU supposedly has to reprogram to the crankshaft position sensor, which I don't know how to do or how that goes. But it's like set the parking brake, get you up to 4,000 RPMs. You can do it gradually or do it instantly, but the engine's supposed to cut out like normal. And then you're supposed to do some other bullshit tricks, which I don't know. I don't know how many more times you gotta get up 4 grand before it resets itself or not. But she does sound good. She has some power. At the very least, I got a low miles LS motor. They ain't prone to all the problems like the 2nd gen, the 3rd gens were with the DOD or that fucking cylinder disconnect when you're on the highway bullshit. But yeah, original 90K, I guess. Or the dash could have like blipped out at one time and it wasn't like adding up all the mileage, you know, like how Chevys usually do. But yeah, she's gonna get deep clean. I'm gonna go through it right now. I can film that for you guys. I might just film it. I don't think we'll be able to do any burnouts without killing this transmission. That's for damn sure. So yeah, we'll wait on that for a minute, and I'm gonna address some issues with it. So I'm washing out the K&N air filter on the Chevy. This thing is just jet black. It is never serviced or anything. Nobody ever looked at it. I don't know if this would affect that crankshaft position sensor or not, but somebody's been there hacking shit away at it and whatnot. I mean, just look at that. That's just terrible. They are reusable filters. Look at that. Look at that. MS airflow sensor. I'm gonna clean up too real well. The oil did pretty good on, you know, absorbing most of that shit, but it's pretty filthy in there. Yeah, it's them K&N filters are garbage, guys. I wouldn't recommend getting those, but yeah, I don't even know what the hell this thing's for. Filter gauge, huh? So Chevy's still doing that. This thing is just fucking wow. I have some K&N restore kits for it, so shouldn't be too bad. I'm still trying to get the hang of putting the conditioner, the cleaner, and the oil on there, but before I put any cleaner on there, I'm gonna try and get this as clean as possible, because as you can see, where I was hitting it with this hose, and then it was just like that on this side too. So I'm gonna give it a couple of, it's gonna take me a while. This is gonna take a while, but they are expensive air filters. Technically, if I wanted to save the time and everything, I'd just go buy a cheap fucking Wix one. They're not bad filters either, and I just call it a day, throw this one in trash, or they're like 80 bucks. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of worth what I'm doing, but it's not kind of worth what I'm doing, because I could care less about these filters. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to it, guys. I'll show you a little bit more stages after I get this part all cleaned, and then I'll put the conditioner on it and let it soak. Well, first I'm gonna wring it out and then put the conditioner on it, let it soak, and then I'll spray that out and whatnot. But yeah, this thing is just massive dirtiness, massive dirty. Check this out too, by the way. That's like big dirt. Okay, that's what came out of this. You can still see some on there. This thing does not filter that well, guys. I know you think it adds horsepower and shit, but they really don't. Maybe 1 horsepower if you're lucky, but it's really not. I mean, 80 bucks for 1 horsepower. Come on, guys. Is it really worth it? Doesn't even shave a full second off your fucking 0 to 60 time. Or does it? But imagine what's getting into the intake, your throttle body, and all that shit. So just really look at that. I don't know how long this thing's been in there. Could have been a year, could have been longer. But it's, just look at that. That's the only shit that it filters. It doesn't filter the real small shit. And you're driving down the road following people and they're kicking up rocks and dirt and other shit with it. Dust storms. It's going all down the intake. Your oil's getting dirty real quick. Just think about it, guys. It's not worth the 80 bucks. It's really not. Complete transformation, guys. Look at that. I'll try and splice in a before and after picture of it, but spray the conditioner on it, let it sit, hose it out, then you gotta dry it again, and then you gotta take your whatever K&N oil and you gotta go across these beads. I say go real quick, don't over soak it, because when you over soak it, that's when like it'll start sucking up that oil into your intake. It'll get on sensors that are delicate, like your MAF sensor, your IAC, your, you know, other shit like that. So be quick with it, let it dry, let like run down, one way for a few hours, flip it over the other way, let it run down the other way, like, you know, stand it up like that, and then stand up like that. Yeah, let me rinse this side off. Actually, my phone's gonna fog up. Shake this outside real good and let it dry out, and then all I have to do is just let the oil get in there. Look at the dirt that came out of it again. That's why I'll clean it, run the conditioner through it a couple of times, clean it. You know, it really does make a difference on these filters. They're expensive, but they do not filter the small particles like you would think. They're not the best of filters. Look at that. Look at that. More shit coming out of it still. That's bad, guys. But yeah, I think I'm gonna rinse it one more time and give it a good shake outside. So I've been at it all day with this truck. I barely have enough for another recharge. Okay, leaked out at me too, right there. It's getting harder and harder to get this shit together in a day. So much tedious shit. I cleaned up the whole engine bay. Well, not all of it, but you know, I pulled a lot of shit apart, vacuumed leaves out of it. So I'm guessing the truck sat for a while too. So it's the next morning, guys, and she's been sitting all night. She's barely got anything soaked in her, and I'm out. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's, if you really look, it's actually, it ran down in there. Not the best, but you can see that it's still red in there, but not enough. Maybe it is enough, maybe it ain't, I don't know. You can see there's still a lot of fluid, a lot of that shit runs off. There's a side that you pretty much want to worry about the most, because you're gonna have this end down in that filter, which I have to go spend a little bit more money and getting our recharge kit. See, it didn't get very far, but I also had it sitting upright. I had it tilted up so it run down more. That was probably my mistake. But yeah, just threw it down here. Let it sit with there's a register back there for my heat, so just let it sit there and finish drying out all night and whatnot too as well. Got a lot going on today. As you can see, I got the filter nice and clean, oil back up and shit. It's only 20 degrees right now. It's a pretty fucking cold one. Yeah, the nice thing is the screws to this actually stay in for you. I don't know how well, but they haven't fallen out yet. But I do want to get them pulled up some. This is gonna be interesting. No, this was a pain in the ass in the cold yesterday. Just trying to fucking pull it apart, so I gotta try and be delicate with this sensor too. But I think this one should have had a clamp way up here, but it don't. But anyways, it is all cleaned up for the most part. It looks good. It don't look like a complete atrocious mess. She looks fairly clean. I still need to clean it up down there, clean this up. I need to clean up down there. I need to clean up down there. I need to clean it up down here. That's actually that's not a heat shield. It kind of looks like a heat shield in the phone, but that's actually salt shit built up, and you can see it there again. Like the valve covers, they feel metal, but yeah, they feel like cast iron. So this is a old cast iron block for sure. Cast iron heads. Looks pretty good and clean. Has some oil leakage that I've seen. Not too bad. I might run some Ridslone in there with the heat shield on there, which I hate the heat shields, but they do work. They do their job. I can't tell if it's leaking or not, or it sounds good. It don't sound like it has a leak in the exhaust anyway. But look at that rust on them coils. Look at that. That's insane. A couple of them looked pretty good too. Like somebody was farting around where they shouldn't have been. EGR is probably gonna be changed out or plugged off and undone. So if anybody has what do you call it? Ooh, look at them green crusties on that.
Squirrel! My master is good and smart.
I have a connection issue. Anyways, anybody has a code on deleting the EGR system, let me know. I pulled some fluid out of the transmission dipstick. I cleaned those off. Those are very, very dirty. I cleaned up the alternator. It was pretty dirty. I also found an old core charge alternator. Anyways, I still need to get in a few spots, like up in here I need to clean. Back here on the firewall I need to clean. What else? Oh, this right here is pretty goofy too. I don't know. Looks like a ground strap attached to this for some reason. I don't know why or what it would go to, but it has some real punky shit in there. I don't get it. Somebody is meddling around. Granted, I shouldn't be fucking around in here. I changed out the power steering fluid with somebody had ATF in there. I don't know if Chevy uses that, but there's actually a Pristone or whatever. There's an actual specified brand for GM, Ford, versus Dodge. I actually used straight ATF. It wasn't whining or nothing, but the fluid was burnt, black, stinky. Transmission fluid, it smelled a little weird. Can't say that was a burnt smell or it tasted burnt, but it was pretty funky. There looks like somebody else put it in here. Look at that. Somebody else may have fabricated this in, like this truck took a hit in the front. I'm not sure, but this does not look like dealership welds. If it is, I'm disappointed in GM. But yeah, I want to say somebody fabricated this up. You can see some welds way down there at the bottom even that look pretty ridiculous. What else? Anyways, it's getting cold. I'm gonna grab the battery and shit like that and hook it up. Looks like somebody cut that off. Yeah, there was an amp and well, just the amp and a bunch of wires. I unhooked that shit right away. Let's try and clean this up the best I can without fucking up them threads to these bolts anymore. Might put a top post battery in here. Jeez, that ain't working for shit, is it? Probably should grab my fucking Dremel. Luna. Hi, Luna, shut up. Alright, there's that.
Girl.
Sure, pee right by me. Separate that. Clean up the battery terminal. Oh, come on. I don't even want that. That's from the cam sensor. She don't like it. Oil pressure good, volts are good. Her little knockage. Yeah, she got lifter knock, that's for sure. The air mittens could be from that cam sensor too, again though. Alright, I'm gonna let it warm up a bit, and yeah, I'm gonna finish vacuuming it out, wipe it all down on the inside. This truck was ran hard, put away wet a lot. This summer, I'm gonna try and tackle the cab corners and the rockers. The rest of the truck's pretty solid and clean, like the doors are solid and clean. I only have one key, so shit. Well, the windows are froze. Gotta make sure I can get back in it. Look at that. That could be my leak. I did not just do that. That's somebody else is doing. I mean, it ain't my leak, but that looks weird. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna let her warm up. As long as I can get in, if it locks me out. I hate the headlight override shit. But a lot of times people are idiots. She got dual exhaust. She ain't changing too bad. Like this side's like somebody tried to fix this. You can see that. They should have done slightly better, or just left it alone and just cleaned it. This is totally gone, as you can just see. I don't know why Chevy did that. It's just, I had to cut that. And they have patch panels on Amazon that you don't even have to weld in. You could just, you know, what do you call it, glue it on, or that plastic weld shit. Yeah, she ain't too bad. Solid door over here again. Just a rocker and cab corners still. Needs some meat. That's on there real good. Yeah, I'll let her warm up. I think I'm gonna do that with the Dakota too. Let it warm up as well. First, it's stick shift. I have to chock the wheels. Can't go anywhere. Think he'll stay? I do have to plow down. But before I start this bitch, because at 3.7s, when it's this cold out, Oh yeah, it's holding it. I'll hold the gas pedal to the floor. Roll it over real good. I'll let the starter cool down for a second. Hold the gas pedal to the floor again. Alright. 20 degrees. Still hear the lifter tick. Turn the heat up some. In between that. Probably should have had that unplugged. Oh. I don't know. I think he'll stay. Should stay put. It is like a hill going back up in there. But yeah, we still have the old Dakota. We have a bunch of other vehicles, but I need to get rid of some of them. Alright guys. If you're interested in this baby some more, let me know. I'm still learning on these trucks. They seem pretty straightforward. I sure as hell didn't want to get any newer than this with an LS engine, just because of the DOD or cylinder deactivation or whatever it's called. I didn't want no part of that shit. So I was looking for a little Dakota Sport like this, but I actually found a Chevy that actually reminds me of my little black Dakota Sport, and I actually missed that little truck. It was a 5-speed stick and 4.7 liter. She ran like a rape tape. Honestly, I think that 4.7 is faster than this, but I have a lot going on with this truck.